In this video, we'll be comparing some of the best travel insurances in terms of cost, coverage, and extra benefits to help you easily identify which is the best one for you. Then at the end, I will also share some tips and tricks to help you better optimize your travel insurance purchase. As a bonus, I've compiled all this info into this super detailed spreadsheet, which you can download for free. Link down below here to join my 8,000 members Telegram chat group to discuss or ask any questions that you might have. Okay, the insurances that I've gotten are from SingSaver's revamped travel insurance page, which you can access using my link here. For the destination, I've selected Japan, and I've chosen a 1-week-long solo trip. Let's start with the cheapest plans. For that, we have Star Travel Lead Comprehensive Plan, Thick Travel Entry Plan, as well as Direct Asia Travel Insurance DA200 Plan, all of which are in the $20 range. If you want to just pay for the lowest premium and don't mind the lower coverage, you can consider Star Travel Lead, which costs $22.28. This plan comes with 200k overseas medical expenses coverage, 150k accidental death and permanent disability coverage, 15k COVID-19 medical expenses coverage, and some rather decent travel inconveniences coverage. However, if you are able to pay an extra $4 more to get Direct Asia's plan, you will get higher coverages for some stuff, such as higher coverage for accidental death and permanent disability at 300k, higher coverage for COVID-19 medical expenses at 150k, higher coverage for trip cancellation at 10k, higher coverage for baggage delay at 1k, and higher coverage for loss of travel documents at 5k. Plus, it's also able to compensate for the loss of all your unused prepaid transport and accommodation expenses. Terms and conditions apply, of course. Though, the downside of this plan is that there's no overseas hospital income, and you won't be able to earn a 4 miles per dollar reward by buying the plan. But I guess that's only important if you are a mouse card kind of person. Next, if you have a slightly higher budget, you can look at the plans that are in the $40 range. Why? Because higher premium equals higher coverage ma. Among these plans, the FWD Business Plan has the highest coverage for overseas medical expenses, accidental death, trip cancellation, as well as loss or damage of baggage. However, this plan comes with two downsides. First, it doesn't cover COVID-19 medical expenses. So if you need that, you will need to add on a COVID-19 rider that costs $11.30. Second, this plan will only cover up to $100 for travel delay and baggage delay in Singapore. So if you want a plan that has COVID-19 medical expenses coverage and higher coverage for delays, you can check out plans by Singlife or Great Eastern. Both of them have a 50k coverage for COVID-19 medical expenses, travel delay and baggage delay coverages starting from $500. However, since the Great Eastern plan has a slightly higher premium, you will get higher coverage for some stuff, such as higher coverage for overseas medical expenses, higher coverage for accidental death and permanent disability, higher coverage for overseas hospital income, higher coverage for overseas travel delay, trip cancellation, and loss or damage of baggage, as well as loss of travel documents. But it doesn't mean that the Singlife plan is bad. That's because the unique thing about the Singlife plan is that it has the same overseas medical expenses coverage for everyone, whether you are an adult, senior, or child. So it could be suitable if you are traveling with your kid, ama, and akong. Quick pause. If you are looking to invest in the Singapore stock market, you can check out Webull. Among all the Singapore brokers, Webull has one of the lowest trading fee for the Singapore market at just 0.05% of the total trade amount, with a minimum of $1.60. But if you are a new user, you will get to enjoy commission-free trades for Singapore stock trading for 3 years. Though, you will still have to pay the platform fee of 0.025%, minimum 80 cents. Second, instead of having to trade the usual 100 shares, Webull supports odd lot orders for eligible SGX stocks. This means you can trade with as little as 1 share. This makes investing in SGX stocks a lot more accessible to investors like you and me. And third, Webull lets you earn a yield on your idle SGD and USD funds, thereby optimizing the utility of your idle cash while you are waiting to invest your money. For Webull's latest welcome promo, if you use my exclusive link to sign up and fund, you can get up to $400 cash vouchers and up to 7% USD money boo per annum yield, capped at $100,000 for up to 180 days when you deposit and subscribe $100k to money boo. This promotion is eligible for new users only. But if you are an existing user, there's a new transfer in promo where there are 4 tiers and you can get anywhere between $50 to $1,500 trading vouchers when you fulfill the requirements. This is eligible for both new and existing users who have not transferred shares in before. So if you're interested in taking your investing to the next level, do sign up to Webull using my link down below. With that being said, let's get back to the video. Moving on, if these coverages are not enough for you, you can check out even higher tier plans that are in the $70 range, aka AIG Travel Guard Direct Standard Plan, TM Explorer Plus Classic Plan, and MSIG Standard Pre-X Plan. Among these three, the Tokyo Marine Plan has the highest premium, so naturally, it has the highest coverage for most of the stuff, such as highest coverage for overseas medical expenses, accidental death, and permanent disability, COVID-19 medical expenses, overseas travel delay, travel postponement, travel disruption, baggage delay, and so on. Though, this plan has the lowest travel delay in Singapore coverage of just $100, and there's no 4 miles per dollar reward. Otherwise, you can check out the AIG plan, which has a lower premium, but highest coverage for travel delays at $1,000, as well as a 4 miles per dollar reward. Meanwhile, the MSIG plan is a bit more special, as it's the only plan on this list that covers pre-existing conditions. So if you have pre-existing conditions such as asthma, high blood pressure, and diabetes, then you may want to consider getting this plan. So those are some of the best plans depending on your needs. Now, here are some tips on how to get the best value when buying travel insurance plans. First up, you can use my link to sign up, because by doing so, you get to enjoy additional rewards on some plans, such as the 4 miles per dollar reward, 500k miles lucky draw, best deal guarantee, as well as lounge access if there's a flight delay of 1 hour or more. But what if the plan that you are buying into does not award 4 miles per dollar? In that case, what are the best cards to buy travel insurance then? Going through this article by Mount Lion, the bad news is that insurance is typically excluded from earnings rewards on most cards. And for the cards that award points, the reward is typically very low. For example, the Maybank Visa Infinite gives 1.2 miles per dollar, while Maybank Horizon, StanChart Prudential Platinum, StanChart Prudential Visa Signature, and KrisFlyer UOB debit card award anywhere between 0.24 miles per dollar to 0.44 miles per dollar for insurance, which is like meh. So if you feel that the earn rates are too low, an alternative method is to buy travel insurance via travel-related websites such as Club Protect. That way, your purchase will have a 4722 MCC, aka travel-related expenses, instead of an insurance expense. Otherwise, the final method is when you are buying your flight ticket, you can opt to include your travel insurance, and by doing so, the insurance will be counted as airline's MCC. If that's the case, you can use the usual cards such as DBS Women's World Card or the UOB Ladies Card with the travel category selected to earn 4 miles per dollar. Lastly, it's better to buy your travel insurance as early as you can, preferably as soon as you start the plan for your trip and have made your flight bookings. That's because the cost will almost be the same whether you buy it early or right before the trip. But by buying it early means that you will have longer coverage for unexpected events such as trip cancellations, trip postponement, or even hospital stays in Singapore. Plus, you are typically able to cancel your policy and get a refund if you have not started your trip yet. So that's nice. Anyway, that's all for this video. Hopefully, you found this useful. Like, share, and subscribe as I'll be posting new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.